potential they never explained. Build your purpose, build your vision, build the life they swore you couldn't change the future. I escaped from save the you I was before I would end. The classroom ain't in school, kid. It's in every choice from here. The classroom ain't in school, kid. It's in every choice from here.
Hold up. Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is.
Is there more soldiers on the other side of that EMA? Did he go pick up new soldiers? Because, you know, now that it's weak, to kind of give y'all a little background, right? I love trading. I've done trading for a long period of time, and oh, come on, 4:30. Come on. Let's go. All right, good afternoon. I know I'm not going to be on here too long. I just wanted to break this down so that way I could get a better understanding of what is happening here. I'm looking at Starbucks on the 30-minute chart. It came through on the free game. Just give it a little bit of a shout out to the free game. But yeah, so we got a nice little setup that's here. You could kind of see we came up, and you've seen the type of action that happened. Boom, 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 and then boom, they sweep the liquidity, comes down, and then we have this extension. We're looking for history to repeat itself. Again, this is part of trading, right? We don't know if it's going to actually happen as said, but we want to go ahead and get the opportunities that's presented whenever it's set, right? So if we look at this and we take it for the grain of salt, right? We just know our stop loss is here. If it gets past here, that means we're in relative trouble, right? So look for a nice little drop under here in the next 7 minutes. If we can get a close below 96.90 or so. Actually, you know what? Let me just send this out right now. Give me 1 second. Let me figure this screenshot. All right, we got. Let's see, where did I put it? I thought I put it in there. Oh, it's at under free, not premium. All right, boom, 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 boom. All right, perfect. Let me go ahead and grab a screenshot. So if you go into Discord now, you'll probably see it right on. Like this. Where is it? Oh, there it is. All right. I'm going to put that in there. Bang. And let me go put the image, which I did not put the image on the last one. What was that? Oracle? I didn't. Oh, Oxy. Let me go ahead and put the image for Oxy and put the image for that one. Let's first talk about the image for here. All right, let me grab that. For Oxy, forgot that. And then let's go ahead and grab this one. I probably could do better images, probably squeeze it down. Actually, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Let me not overthink it. Let's just get it out there to you. And this is Starbucks. Very interesting. I got a different trade idea that's in there too with that 96. Actually, yeah, I am going to update that image. What was this built on? Hold on. Let me go over and see what it's doing. had some movement on the weekly on this one. This thing went crazy on it. All right. Just a little FYI. So we're getting a little bit of a retracement because the weekly is a little exhausted. So we can get a deeper pullback. So this is going to be very interesting. Now, the week is pushing for the most part. So this could be just pullback for them to continue. Oh, oh, oh. Uh-oh. They already came to that stop loss. Did not expect that. But again, it's not invalidated until it breaks structure. So right now, this is all just the trap of trapping people. And that's why we wait for the entry under the 30-minute, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take a peek at that 30-minute one more time. And let me update the image and get a better one. Let's get that. Copy. Go update it there. Better image. Better breakdown. And let me go ahead and post that inside the Discord for y'all under the free game. All right. Grab that. Screen grab. Boom. And boom. Oops. Haha. Not that one. That's not what I want to do. Delete that on the image. And again, screen grab. There we go. There we go. 4 S-Bucks. All right. So this is why it's very important. No matter, I don't care where you're getting your signals from. I don't care if it's coming from yourself because you found something or whatever the case may be. It's very important that you are going to wait for it to confirm your bias. If we look at this, we had a nice little push to the downside. That was the sweep of liquidity. And I said, I'm looking for this action to happen again. If you go to a lower time frame, when you get to your lower time frame, does it say to close below here? It should not break structure. Don't let it come all the way up here, right? Especially look at that sell-off that happened here. So they probably resetting the oscillators and they really are beating everybody up. But if we really think about it, if you waited for that 30-minute close below, guess what? Winner, winner. Because you did not get inside of a trade yet. And until it breaks this structure, all this is selling pressure, and assuming this candle ends right here, selling pressure right here. They can't get all of this just yet. Now, can it get a continuation and then sweep the rest of the liquidity? Absolutely. That is very possible. But all this is relatively bearish, and they could easily pivot right off of here and use that as momentum to come right back down, and then we get the better entry. Our goal is to let the institutions establish themselves, force the market, and then push down. Now, let's go over to Oxy. Right? So, Oxy, I told y'all earlier about, this was a 2-hour chart, and you can kind of see we're kind of like really stagnant here. I didn't expect that. I'm still in mines. Let me see. What am I looking like on my Oxy? I am down like 6%. It got real close into this level a little bit later on after we're done with our call, right? And then I kind of got another one when we're coming up here, but it's just Theta's now beating it up a little bit, but I got more than enough time. I got some March. So even if it does break down and come into here, I may buy some more because I'm anticipating that it's going to be a very, very massive move to the upside, and we could get a nice little push. Let me see if there's anything else I can substitute that Starbucks. That sucks that they already started pushing up. Let me put started to push up and is still not ready. Wait for the entry on the 30-minute. Let me put that in there. That way people are not going crazy. Let me put that for everyone. All right. And then let's see what else is out there. Ticker command. J&J, I already told y'all what happened with that one. Cores, no, we're not going to do that. IWM, is there anything here? Nope. SPX, is there anything here? That was an interesting short on SPX. I did not know that that popped up. Huh. If you held that for 2 hours, that was a nice little print. I must have missed that one. All right, let's see what else I got. I got QQQ. QQQ is suggesting a buy from me yesterday. Oh, no. All right, and we don't have nothing on swing trade here. All right, let's see. Let me give y'all something. I don't think we got anything right now. Let's run through our list. How about that? I like to do the 1 day. Actually, in this case, let's do 2 hour. That way we can find a day trade on this end of the week. All right. Okay. This thing had earnings, so I think they're going to recover that. So look for a gap fill here. So this one's going to be very interesting when they finally build a base. I don't think it's ready yet, so don't go jumping into that yet. Very toppy. There might be a sweep of liquidity over here. Race, only for nostalgic reasons. I might kick it off my list of things to look at. Datadog. This thing was a breakout from here, and it looks like it's done. We came right to an order block, and you can see we came right back to retest how we opened up the year. I don't trust Datadog as a whole for some reason, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we fill right back here, and they just came to reload and get up there. Reddit's filling its fair value gap here. Looks like we're going to fill that. AMD, semiconductor space. Now, AMD, let me get rid of all of this. I'm going to start this over. Look at this 2 hour. Right? So we got this here. And that's a very, very interesting order block in itself. And right now, it's flirting to be bearish. Did it close? Oh, no. No. It's actually neutral. Right? So anything can happen here. So just be patient here. Don't do anything reckless. But what you want to kind of see, I will be bearish if we get a nice close on a 2 hour below 258. 258, 257. Actually, you know what? For giggles, I don't like to do this until I get the confirmation. I use the confirmation. If you want to be risky, I'm not going to post this. A risky entry will be anything in this 259 and your stop loss will be here. The problem that I have with this is that I don't know if this is bearish enough that if it stops like filling the gap and then they come back into here again, there's a strong possibility it'll just go ahead and fill right through and hit all stop losses and just grab liquidity by them not confirming. But if you want to take it on the riskier side, maybe even a quick little day trade, knowing that that 15-minute, look at that. 30-minute, nope. 45-minute, nope. 2 hours. It's the 2 hours, the only one that's showing that it has weak signs and they want the gap. We did not close inside of the gap, which would give good confirmation. So just be careful. The closer we get to here, the closer we might get some more buying pressure because they were strong enough to push it back into here. And then for a bullish thesis, it would be something based on this is your increase here. So this would be your buy up. So if you're going to be bullish, that'll be bullish above that 258 and then get into here. Ooh, they might get their stop losses now. So that could be a very, very interesting trade if this thing breaks this level, comes back, take it to 258 to the downside. So I gave you a bull case and a bear case on AMD. We'll find y'all a trade. Let's find y'all something. Something I can be confident in, just go ahead and share it as a post. AVGO, no. Well, AVGO, I do like the fact that it kind of built a base here. If we go look left, it has done this before, and I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. Very strong company here. Let's see, I think we are all-time highs. Is this one of them? Yeah, I guess we are on all-time highs. Yeah, okay, so they probably came back for the gap and putting in what looks like a doji right at the gap lets us know that there's a potential reversal going back to the upside. So that's going to be very interesting on the market. See if we can get a push up there. But for the 2 hour, Again, it's still not a confirmation because if I'm going to do it, I would love to see this get above here. Then I could play that knowing I have cushion of other people to help me with it, right? But something risky would be something along the lines, ooh, I'm running out of time. Something like that. So above 320, I'll be extremely bullish on that. Anything under that, we're probably going to sweep the liquidity down here. So it's very neutral. So that's what this whole entire thing is telling us. Oh, Bank of America, I didn't expect it to go back down. When they kind of played like this, I left it alone. You can see I had an old alert here looking for Bank of America to play to the downside. Almost there. You might as well get to that 50 level. I think $50 is the good target, and then it bounced right back up. CoreWeave, no. Cisco, looks like a W. Don't know if I want to play that though. Google, nothing. I see. Robinhood. Robinhood is sitting on top of a block that I wrote here saying that this is going to be relatively its base. You could kind of see the action that it's doing. It's struggling to fight through here, but what should have been a close above here lets me know that the sellers from here are like, no, you will not pass. So does the buyers buy up all the dip that just happened from here? Well, very possible, but we just got to be patient and let it run its course. Most times when you get a hammer like this, to be honest, it could be really good price action from here to here, and this is your entry, and they sweep the liquidity and get back down to this side. Very, very possible. So if you want to do something a little risky, wait for the 2 hour to close under, which is going to be closer to 330. Wait for it to close under 108 and buy some $100 puts and see where the chips fall. Let's see the daily. How's this look? Well, the daily is a little tired of being on the downside. Let's see the weekly. Yeah, I would say you want to play this for 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Do not swing this over the weekend. There's a strong possibility they could bounce this thing and you'll be fodder. All right, that's a day trade there again. Back to the 2 hour here. Still didn't find nothing. That would have been a good one if I saw this from this morning. Nice little move to the upside. Very strong level. Very little wick as far as movement there. Entry here. I think Microsoft can get to 483 with that parameter if everything stays equal. Look for a stop loss at 457. Assuming this thing taps 466 sometime today, or 460, yeah, 466, and then it shows a reversal, that probably would be a good play to the upside. Man, I cannot find nothing that is, ooh, yeah, but I have to come back and see what happens after. Netflix filling its gap, very possible. Don't like Netflix here too much. For those that knows, I've eyeballed the split and it's doing CMG stuff, and I don't care for this price. I think we could get in the video under $80, 75, probably the max. The video, nice little gap up. I did have a suggestion of a downside move, but we did not hold that entry. We talked about that this morning. Oracle, that 175. That's funny. So they got down to here, and then they pushed it up on a gap, and then it gaps down just to try to sell it off of 179. Very interesting. I want to know, maybe they're accumulating here. I think that's probably what's happening as soon as we get to that 175. Palantir. Oh, this might be it. Okay, so Palantir, but it's not ready. I want to see it get under and close at 330 under 169. Let's see what that daily looks like. Oh yeah, again, another one. All of these have been dropping for a while. Like here's your drop, came back, here's your drop, came back, here's your drop again. So this one, it could drop, but it might be just a day trade, not a long swing trade. 2 hour. Rocket Lab, no. Tesla. Tesla's sitting on top of an order block that I have marked off. I wonder why I marked this on. Oh, this junk. This jambalaya rice. Oh, wait a minute. It's going to be almost impossible for it to happen. So, that said, let's go ahead and kind of call it like this. It's probably going to take some time. If they got earnings on Wednesday, so be careful with this. You know what? This one's going to be on the board. All right, where are you? Where did I put you? Oh, you over there. All right. Let's go ahead. This is going to be a premium trade because this is what it looks like. But you don't get it today. You could get it. No, you don't get it today. Get it on Monday. Monday. Wait for Monday, right? So it's Tesla long, 2-hour continuation because we've been moving and holding this level. The critical thing for you to understand, we got to close today above this level. We got to be above 445. Let's call it 445. If we stay above 445, everything I'm typing here falls in place. Okay. All right. So that means entry at 448.30. As soon as you see a time frame, preferably a daily, holds that level, I think we're going to go after this gap to 477. And if we are right, this could be the catalyst and momentum that makes us get to 500, which is the number that everybody's been trying to get Tesla to. We stopped $1.17 away from it and dropped almost 50 bucks, or a little more than 50 bucks down here. So if this is where all the buyers are standing here, look for this thing to kind of hold its base, then get an entry, keep your tight stop loss tight. And in this case, our stop loss is 430. But to be honest, I would say just make sure you got a stop loss that you're comfortable with your leverage. Because if it's really light, then you should be fine. So 430.81 is our stop loss. TP 477.87. If you have a lot of leverage, that's when you take all of it off. And then you just run with your runner. And your runner to 522.31. Oof, boy. That is asking a lot. Let me go look at this option contract before I say anything relatively crazy. Let's see. These DraftKings still printing. Let's see. So we got ourselves TSLA. Trading our options, and it's going to be more than likely the January, let me say, put it on here, January 30th 2026. That's what I'm looking at. And then don't forget, this is not financial advice. I'm not a fiduciary. I'm just telling you what I see and what it looks like, and in 2 hours it needs to hold above 445. Let's see if that happens. So now let's see, we got ourselves 525 calls. That's what I'm going to be looking at. 525 calls on January 30th. Let's see. This open interest it's a little up there. 520s are a little bit better. 3% delta. That means there's a 3% chance that it finishes in the money. So this is high risk as hell. So we're gonna have to see. Yeah, this will probably be the last one I go through in itself. So let's see. 520. $500 calls are going for $131. That's because it's today. I think if everything stays the way it is and we carry over to the weekend, it might be about $100. So you might want to look at the $500 calls. If you want to be risky and you want to risk $44 and carry it today, I would rather you do the $44 that we don't have a lot of cash at risk and then buy more on Monday because I think it's going to drop. But the best time to buy is on Monday. It might gap up. And then you're going to be like, well, Jeff, you told me to wait on Monday. That's the risk that you have. It could gap up or it could gap down. That's what I'm trying to say here. So to be on the safe side, I'm going to put on here 525 calls. And active, going to keep that as premium. Going to disable that after 48 hours. I think that'll be fine. All right. So looking for the weekly to hold above the OB, order block, right? If 445 holds by the end of the day, then we should see some new buyers stepping in at the entry. Yeah, that's very possible. 445. If we close above 445 today, we look for entry on Monday at 448.30. Aiming for 500. That's what I'm really aiming for. But TP1 is at 477. Second TP is at 522. So if we can get that going, we should see at minimum 55%. At minimum. That's what I'm thinking. At minimum 55%. Anything else? You're talking about just pure and unadulterated chaos. That thing's probably going to be like 1,000% or whatever. Especially if it hits that 522 and we got 525s that expire by the end of the week. Again, that's the risk. There's a strong possibility, especially that this made a lower low. And plus they got earnings coming up. We might have to carry it throughout earnings. Maybe it drops down because earnings is coming up and it pops up after earnings. This is a very, very risky trade. Okay? That's why I want to kind of hammer home. All right, so let me go ahead and put this on the board. Let me go ahead and make this global. And this is going to be based on, really is the 2 hour. That's what made me kind of grab my attention here on it. So we're going to be looking at it like that. And get rid of all this other stuff. Grab this image. And let's go ahead and post this for everybody. All right. Let me go ahead and get the images out to y'all for the Discord. I did say I'll put it as premium. All right, cool. Print screen. All right, that's that. Get up to free game. And I can see this. Alright, and then let's grab the image. The image is kind of long. Probably could have did a better image. Let's grab that. Put that there. Put that there. And put that there. Perfect. And let's print that out. Oops, wrong spot. All right, so I got it out there to y'all. High risk. Looking for more upside on TSLA. Earnings is next week. All right. Very risky, but we need to wait for that 445 to hold. All right. I think I gave y'all everything that I can. Let me go ahead and put it at everyone. Boom, boom, boom. Set it out. Boom. And I want to say thank you very much for participating and joining in. I got to run and do some errands. And I'll be back on for Power Hour around 3 o'clock. So I'll see you then. You have a great day. Bye-bye.